Let's talk about the Chicago Bears in a more captivating and engaging way, focusing on the team's quest to improve their pass rush, a critical area that has been a thorn in their side in recent seasons. So, if you wanted to stay up to date with all the news and be part of this exciting journey with us, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The Bears have shown impressive determination in strengthening their defense, especially after aggressively pursuing Matthew Judon earlier this year. Although they couldn't seal the deal, losing out to the Falcons, their resolve to bolster this area hasn't wavered. Now all eyes are on a potential trade for Henry Ruggs, an elite pass rusher from the New York Jets and a two-time Pro Bowl selection. It's exciting to think about what Ruggs could bring to the Bears' defense. With the arrival of Montez Sweat last season, the team has already made a significant step forward, but they're still missing that constant, dominant presence on the front line. Ruggs, with his 27 sacks over the last 2 seasons, seems to be exactly what the Bears need to transform their defense into a feared force in the NFL. And it's not just about the impressive numbers. Ruggs is 30 years old and at the peak of his career, showing durability that few can match, having missed only 1 game in 7 seasons. Compared to Judon, who, despite his talent, has struggled with injuries recently, Ruggs appears to be a much safer and more valuable bet. Now, speaking in business terms, the Bears are in a prime position to negotiate. With 2 second-round picks in 2025, one of them acquired from the Panthers, they have the flexibility needed to make an enticing offer to the Jets without compromising the team's future. Offering one of those picks to secure Ruggs could be the move that elevates the Bears' defense to a new level. Just imagine, Ruggs and Sweat together on the defensive line, causing nightmares for opposing quarterbacks. This duo wouldn't just consistently pressure rival offenses, but also open up opportunities for other defenders to shine, like the interior linemen and linebackers, who would have more freedom to make decisive plays. Besides the on-field impact, Ruggs' arrival would also bring leadership and experience to the locker room. He could be the mentor that the Bears' young defenders need, helping to shape a winning mentality within the team, something as valuable as his sacks and tackles. Now, I want to know what you think. Would Ruggs be the missing piece to transform the Bears' defense? Would you sacrifice a second-round pick to bring him in, considering his age and recent performance? Leave your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Thinking more deeply about this potential trade, it's interesting to analyze how Ruggs would fit into the Bears' defensive scheme and what the immediate impact of this addition would be. With Ruggs' ability to create constant pressure on the quarterback, defensive coordinators could design more aggressive plays, knowing they have a player capable of winning individual battles on the line of scrimmage. This would also allow other players to stand out in blitz or coverage situations, making the Bears' defense more unpredictable and harder for opponents to read. Another point to consider is the psychological effect that the arrival of a player like Ruggs would have on the rest of the roster. Seeing the franchise invest in an elite pass rusher would send a clear message that the team is committed to competing at the highest level, which could boost the morale of the entire group and create a more competitive environment in practices and games. Additionally, Ruggs' potential arrival could directly influence the development of the Bears' young defenders. Having a veteran of Ruggs' caliber alongside could accelerate the growth of players like Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon, who are still establishing themselves in the league. Ruggs wouldn't just be a role model in terms of performance, but also someone who can teach techniques, discipline, and the mindset needed to succeed in the NFL. Of course, there are always risks in any trade, especially when it involves valuable draft picks. But if we consider the immediate impact Ruggs can bring in the Bears' recent draft history, this might be one of those opportunities worth taking a chance on. After all, in today's NFL, teams that stand out are those that make bold moves to improve. And finally, we can't ignore the fact that the Bears' defense has the potential to be one of the most complete in the league with the addition of Ruggs. A powerful defensive line combined with a young and talented secondary could completely change the dynamics of games, especially in such a competitive division as the NFC North. So, friends, is Ruggs the key to the Bears finally taking the next step toward the playoffs and, who knows, something even bigger? Are we about to see one of the best defenses in the NFL emerge in Chicago? This season promises a lot, and I can't wait to see what happens. As a Bears fan, I'm really excited about the possibility of bringing someone like Henry Ruggs to our defense. Over the years, it's been frustrating to watch our defensive line struggle to pressure opposing quarterbacks. It's something we urgently need to address if we want to be competitive in a tough division like the NFC North. The idea of having Riek alongside Montez Sweat is simply thrilling. This could transform our defense into one of the most feared in the league. And honestly, it's been a while since we've had a pass-rushing duo with this potential. Riek would not only bring impressive numbers, but also a winning mentality that could elevate the entire group. Of course, there's always the risk of sacrificing a second-round pick, but in my opinion, it's a risk worth taking. The Bears need a solution now, not in 2 or 3 years. And Riek seems to be the piece that can make an immediate difference, both in terms of performance and the team's culture. So yes, I'm totally in favor of this trade. I see Riek as an addition that can really put us back in the playoff hunt. If we can pull this off without compromising our future, it will be a brilliant move. As a fan, I'm hopeful that the Bears will make this move, and I'm excited to see what Riek can do on the field in that jersey. Go Bears!